Hello, darling. You coming out? So we had a couple of people asking about the chinchillas the other day. We had them on our stories. And since we're doing a big cage clear out today, so we get a little bit of footage. Hello, darling. No, don't come out now. I'm not ready for you. I'm not ready for you. Very inquisitive today, aren't you? You say hello? Okay, out of the way. Okay, back in. Come on, back in. Crazy. So yeah, I had a couple of people asking about the cage and stuff. So since we're doing a bit of a clear out, I said I'd do a little video. So everything's just been taken out at the moment to give the place a good scrub. The cage is actually, we started off with this cage here, the bottom cage, which we got about 10 years ago from Petstop. So the chinchillas have them with us. They've been here longer than Yoshi has, so around 10 years or so, and they have a lifespan of up to 20 in captivity. So 20 would be a very old chinchilla. Yeah, you say hello? Good job. So a couple of years ago then as well, I got the this cage here, the second cage. So this is actually a separate cage altogether that has been put on. I can show you. We've literally just, now it looks a bit shoddy because the plastic coating's come away, but you can see, you probably can't see there. So just in here, we've basically cut a hole in the top of this Petstop cage and placed our second cage on top, and it's all cable tied and wired on top. So what that's doing is it's giving, what they used to have was just this cage here, and it's giving them another whole level up there. So tons and tons of space. And it's quite hard as well because chinchillas in the wild would have a lot of space, so it's hard to kind of give them, hello darling, you come over and say hello? No. So it's hard to give them that kind of species appropriate kind of setting in a house as well. Chinchillas aren't great free roaming because, as you can see from the state of the cage, they chew everything. So free roaming chinchillas really have to be watched because they would do a lot of damage to things like cables and furniture and stuff like that. You say hello? Good job. So I wouldn't be a big fan of these wire bars. If they were left like this now, they could do quite a bit of damage. A chinchilla's foot is long and slender, so if it was walking on these bars, it would be quite easy to get their foot stuck in that and twist it and break a leg or break a foot. So what I usually do is I usually cover this area over here. I put down some newspapers and some tiles, and the tiles are really handy then because you can wipe them clean. And as well in the summer when it gets a bit warm, they're a little bit cooler as well. And you can, in the summertime, you can take them out and freeze them. You can stick them in the fridge, and it gives a nice cool surface they can choose to go onto. You say hello? Hello, darling. Hello. So our cage has been cleaned, everything's been taken out, and all the bars have been scrubbed. So what we're doing now is I put down a layer of newspaper, good old Dublin Gazette. So the reason I put down the newspaper is actually just because when they're bouncing around, the noise of the tiles on the cage bars can be a little bit loud. So actually just the newspaper just kind of dampens that a little bit. So again, our tiles are just normal tiles that you would use in your kitchen. Show you them there. And the advantage of those is just that when we're doing our daily cleanup, I hoover out the cage daily, give this a bit of a wipe with just a wipe with disinfectant on it, and that keeps us going. And then at the end of the week I take those tiles out and I give them a proper scrub in the sink, so it keeps it really clean, really handy. So you can see there our tiles have been replaced. You see what I mean? They're a little bit noisy when they jump on them. So the tiles have been replaced, so that just makes it really easy to wipe down, to keep them clean every day. And we have chosen not to tile this one. So this one, the spacing on the bars is the same as the outside of the cage, so it's not quite as dangerous for them. And as well, it gives them the choice that they have those two sections they can go onto without the tiles. So the choice of kind of substrates and stuff is quite important. We'd usually fill the bottom of the cage with some kind of like natural stuff for them to dig in and forage in. They have tiles for easy wipe clean and for cool, and then they have the option to go up in the higher level as well. And a lot of that is just because actually it's so high up, it's actually quite difficult to clean as well. So it's giving them the option there. You saying hi? No, we're not talking to you at all now. Can get your treat in a minute. Good job, oh lovely. Yeah, good job. We love a belly scratch. Right. Good job. So chinchillas are a social species. They would usually live in the wild in a herd of from anything from 14 to 100 chinchillas. They live together. They're from the Andes originally, so they are really, really agile at jumping. These guys can jump 6 feet if they wanted to. So outside playtime is fun. It has to be in a closed room, and they would kind of like bounce off walls and things. Very funny to watch. And because the habitat they live in, they would live in burrows and crevices and rock and stuff. So we do try and give them some kind of hidey spaces, and as well, hidey spaces up high are quite important for them because they're prey animal. They feel quite worried by being spooked. So the opportunity to be able to use all of these levels and to get up quite high and avoid danger is good. It makes them feel safe as well. They are quite an easy animal to keep. Some considerations though. Again, they are social, so ideally they should be kept together in pairs. These two are sisters. So one of them has a cleft lip as well. You might notice in some of the photographs, it looks a little bit funny in the face. Not this one, not this one. But yeah, social species. So definitely like the company. Won't you? You say hi? No, I've no treats. We don't care. Good job. They do have some requirements in respect to teeth care. So their teeth grow constantly, so they need to have things to chew on. So the likes of wood, so you can see their shelf there. They've been busy working away at that, and we'll have to replace it. I have a load of shelves there to replace that with as well. But as well, like their little hides that they're using, and we have we're lucky enough to have an apple tree in the back garden. So anytime we chop down that apple tree, we keep branches for them, and they get branches to chew on to keep those teeth down. If those teeth weren't kept shortened down, they could actually grow through the skull of the chinchilla. So really important to keep that in mind. So as far as diet goes, our diet is pretty plain. You probably see all the rubbish that we have under here, lots of supplies. So their diet should consist mostly of chinchilla pellet. You can see there. So this one is the Burgess chinchilla range that we use from Maxi Zoo, and that's their favourite. A lot of people would use ones like you'd find for hamsters and stuff with flaked bits and colourful bits in it. What we find to tend is they just eat the colourful bits and don't eat the pellets, so they're quite selective. So this way they're getting all their nutrients of that. We also have some little treats, so again some wood to chew on to keep those teeth down, and they're all safe and appropriate. We have been using this Trixie feeder, which is actually for cats. So it worked the same way a Kong wobbler would. So their food goes into that and they have to roll it around to get that. So that's good, we like that. That's from Maxi Zoo as well. Another important part of the diet is hay, so they should have hay at all times. So the hay we use, I just brought a bag in, we're using the hay from Hay Your Way, and that's in Wicklow, so we love them. All the animals here seem to love that hay. It's really fresh, smells really good, and it comes in a giant box. So we still haven't made a dent in that box, and we bought it months ago. I just brought a bag in just so because I don't have the room for the big giant box. It's huge. Another important thing is bath. So they shouldn't get wet, and for grooming, the best way for grooming is to give them this sand bath. You can see there, it's a special chinchilla sand as well, and we get that in Petstop. So there you can see some of our lovely sticks from our apple tree that have been dried out and cleaned up and stuff. We also have a load of this. So this is a range from Maxi Zoo. It's kind of like, I'll show you. So it's lots of leaves and kind of like forest litter and stuff like that. So what we would do is we would usually do a forage box with this kind of stuff and sprinkle their food into it and their hay and stuff, and they have to go into the forage box. We sometimes use it on the bottom of the cage as well to kind of give some enrichment, and yeah, they love that. So a couple of different kinds. They're real nature, and this one as well, with like little bits of bark in it and stuff. We also make some puzzle feeders. So the same, the toilet roll tubes, we're in love with toilet roll tubes in this house. So the same way we would do the puzzle feeders for the dog, food inside it, scrunch it up, and then they have to kind of chew through that, bite it, dissect it to get the food inside. Now, I would definitely watch with chinchillas and other rodents that they don't ingest that cardboard. These two don't. I know these two, and they don't ingest it, they just shred it. So that's a nice little enrichment activity for them as well. The toilet roll tubes are like gold dust in this house. So you can see there, that is our sand bath all filled up. So sand bath, we wouldn't leave the sand bath with them 24/7. Kind of give them for a period of time. As you can see, as it's wood as well, they eat to destroy that. So sand bath goes in, and that's how they're going to help look after their coat. So they would molt a bit like a dog as well. So they're kind of going through a bit of a coat change at the moment. So this is really important for them. I'll stick that in. And a little forage box for them there as well. So just to kind of help them with those natural behaviours, they can kind of go digging in that. Someone's getting excited already. Yeah, do you hear your box coming out? Good job. And just another one for enrichment as well. So this one I'll probably give to the rabbit. Actually, I haven't checked to see if it's chinchilla safe, but we've got another one that was like this off the chinchillas. So just, you know, to kind of graze and to kind of pull apart that's really good. You can see there. Little bunnies. Odin might like this today, actually. I might throw that out to him. So yeah, just kind of giving them some kind of opportunities for a little bit more natural behaviour. Keep them happy. One last thing as well, actually, this, I had a couple of people ask me about this as well. So this is, it's actually a parrot swing. So you can see they have kind of nibbled away at their rope there. So just kind of keep an eye and a watch on that. Now, again, they don't ingest it. They just chew it and spit it out on the floor. But definitely really love this. So at 2 o'clock in the morning, they spend their night swinging around on this, making loads of noise, having great fun. So yeah, so sometimes you can get kind of stuff for other species that are kind of workable as well. So yeah, that's them.